People can take doubt one or two ways. You know, some people get delivered doubt from someone else, and that absolutely makes them crumble, cripples them.
It's really important to recognize, is this helpful or hurtful right now? Am I developing a solution, or am I just ruminating on the problem?
So it all goes back again to the thought, and your thoughts are yours to change.
Our tendency is to ruminate. We rehash things over and over again. We think about the same things, and it keeps us stuck.
My advice is take the step, be willing to fail.
When you're trying to succeed in life, you will come up against failures. We will come up against losses and mistakes. The difference is between the people who succeed and fail in life is they take those failures and they use them as lessons. They use them for growth. They use them to become better. People who fail decide to stick and stay in the failure. That is why they fail. Today, we're looking at 5 different mistakes that we all make and a lesson that we can learn from each one and how not to make those mistakes again in the future. Today's video, as always, is sponsored by Mulliganbrothers.com, where you can now get the Not a Journal. I designed this journal because I thought journaling had got so overcomplicated in recent years that it needed to be simplified. And that is why I made this journal. On one side, get stuff done or get shit done. On the other side, there's notes. And then you reinforce your goal for the week, the month, the year, every single day. So you're reminded exactly what you're working towards. The feedback that we've had from these journals has been amazing. I want to say thank you to everybody. And a reminder that every single journal that you purchase, all the profits go back into creating this content to continue the Inspire Change movement. That is exactly our promise and exactly what we are delivering. Thank you so much for all your support. But before that, the inevitable failures that we face in life, what are they and how do we learn from them and grow from them? And why should we learn to love failing? Let's jump into the video.
People can take doubt one or two ways. You know, some people get delivered doubt from someone else, and that absolutely makes them crumble, cripples them, stops them. They stop chasing their dreams. They start believing the doubt expressed from someone else. For me, it works differently. And as soon as I hear that, it gives me more energy to prove them wrong. And I've always been like that. You know, even to this day, I actually, when I'm thinking about doing a project, business project or whatever, I actually do want someone to say to me, you can't do that. Because it's like a red flag to a bull. But it's just how you frame it. It's the same with so many things. You know, some people, if you allow that self-doubt to ruin your dreams, you're never going to get anywhere in life. But the thing is, as long as you're passionate enough, as long as you're coming from the heart and not from the head, and your motivation is pure passion for what you believe in, no one can stop you.
When you find yourself thinking about something over and over again, like a hurtful conversation, or you can't stop dwelling on the fact that maybe somebody doesn't like you, it's really important to recognize, is this helpful or hurtful right now? Am I developing a solution, or am I just ruminating on the problem? Our tendency is to ruminate. We rehash things over and over again. We think about the same things, and it keeps us stuck. And that's not helpful at all. So I always encourage people to change the channel in your brain. If you find yourself replaying something over and over again, and you're not actually making any progress, then that's the time that it's actually helpful to distract yourself. You might get up and go do something else in the other room. You might call somebody, but don't talk about that thing that's replaying in your head. Talk about something completely different. You want to break that cycle, because the way that we think keeps us stuck in the same emotional state. So if you're thinking about something really hurtful, you're going to feel bad. The more you keep thinking about it, the worse you're going to feel. So you have to change your behavior. So that might be, I'm going to go outside and take a walk for a few minutes. I'm going to listen to music. I'm going to call somebody to talk about something different. And when you do that, it breaks that cycle in your brain so that you don't just keep replaying the same things over and over again.
Underneath all of our issues, whether we're shoplifting or hoarding or eating or drinking, it's all to do with what people describe as emptiness inside. And if I'm empty inside, I need more. But if I'm enough, if I can go, I am enough, I'm absolutely enough, I don't need what I can get more. I can improve my relationship, improve my going, improve my body. But I'm not coming from a space of lack. I'm coming from a space of, well, I'm enough. It's like people say, I'm looking for my other half, but you're not half. You're not a half of a person looking for someone to complete you. You're already a whole, complete person. You can find a great person and you can enhance your life, but don't come at it from where's my other half? Who's going to complete me? I'm incomplete. You are complete and lovable and wonderful and amazing. And you don't need to be completed by having a baby or a partner or a career. But when you feel complete, you can have a baby and a partner and a career, because you're not coming at anything from a sense of lack, which again is the I'm enough is the opposite of I'm not enough. And it's like a ladder. You see, if you started off with a ladder and the first rung is I'm not enough, then the way you have to feel from that is a negative feeling. If you say I'm not enough, think, well, how would I feel? I'd feel sad. I'd feel defeated. I might feel pissed off, actually. I'd feel depressed. I'd feel helpless. And if you thought that thought and felt those feelings, how would you act? Well, you'd be defensive, probably. You might not take any risks. You might have inaction. I don't do anything. What's the point? I'm not enough. And if you went back to that ladder and took out the knot and said, I am enough, then how would you feel? You'd feel pretty good. You'd feel optimistic. You'd be a risk taker. You'd feel happy. You'd feel positive. You'd have a sense of certainty. It's all going to be okay because I'm enough. And then how would you behave? Well, you'd take action. You'd ask for that pay rise. You'd ask that person out. So it all goes back again to the thought. And your thoughts are yours to change. So when you look in the mirror and go, oh, I don't like my body. I don't like me. I don't like my voice. You have to stop all and then go, hey, I'm enough just the way I am. You know, play that Barry White song in your head. I love you just the way you are. Because it's true, you know, nobody can love you unless you can love you. And if you don't think you're worth it, how can someone else think it? So if you want a pay rise, a promotion, an amazing relationship, you know, you don't have, it's not about changing your weight, your shape, your face and going out and looking. It's about changing your thoughts. Everything comes back to believing you're worth it. So the only thing you need to do ever to have love, including the love of yourself, is to believe you're worth it. When you know you're worth it, then you can go out and get it because you know you're worth it. But when you don't know you're worth it, you can go out and look for it, but you'll always reject it because you're coming from it with, I don't really think I'm worth it.
We're monitoring often our status relative to other people, particularly with respect to our abilities and our achievements. And this is a signal, this is a sign that these are very important things to human beings. And on the one hand, they can be a positive motivator toward achievement, towards goal, but they can also lead us to, as I said before, to protect, to defend that. And one of the ways that we defend that is we actually don't put in effort. So effort is double-edged. So if I want to protect myself as able and capable, smart, intelligent, a great programmer, and I'm up against a task that's going to test my ability, or I have doubts that I can do it, one way to prevent the attribution to my ability is actually to not work hard, or to not to be systematic, or not to do my best effort, because then I have an excuse. So the argument in procrastination for self-worth theory is we're often creating conditions that prevent a clear, authentic, accurate assessment of our ability, so that if we fail, we have an explanation. We have that's not about ability. Now, I often feel guilty. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have put more time in. I shouldn't have procrastinated. We feel guilty, but in our society, guilt is more tolerable. Because if I put all my effort in, if I do everything I can, if I'm the Hermione Granger at my workplace and I do everything and then I fail, I don't have an excuse. I don't have an explanation except that I am not able. And that evokes shame. And shame is a more powerfully aversive feeling even than guilt. They both feel bad, but shame for most people is actually worse. To be ashamed, to be humiliated because of our sense of ability. And so self-worth theory says people are powerfully motivated to maintain this self-concept, but especially powerfully motivated to defend it, to protect it. So we need to demonstrate to other people, I'm capable, I'm smart. That's a powerful need. But even more powerful is to show to other people, I'm not dumb. I'm not incapable. And those are somewhat different motivations, right? They lead to different actions. To show I'm not dumb, I won't ask the question of my professor. But if I'm going to demonstrate to my professor on that exam or to my boss that I'm smart, at some level, I have to figure out what they think and what they need. And I can have to ask, and I'm going to have to show that I don't know. So if I really, truly, to excel, I would need to get that information. I would have to reveal my ignorance. For most of us, for many of us, we would not do that. It's because it prevents us from feeling that shame, even though it sabotages, right, or limits our ability to meet that expectation or need, because we don't really know what they want or need.
Don't be scared to just go and fail. I think we hear it a lot these days, but that's the reality of it, is you have to go out, fall on your face a couple of times, and be willing to get up and keep moving, and know that nothing is going to come easy. So that's first. Take the step, be willing to fail. After that, it's trial and error. For me, I have literally stumbled my way through writing books, starting a business, and what I try to do is just embrace the fact that whether it's a success or a failure, I'm always learning, and that learning is going to allow you to get down the path of success in some form or fashion eventually. I mean, if you embrace it, it keeps you safe and it allows you to perform more, right? Your performance will without a doubt increase in the safest manner if you embrace fear. Now, if you go the opposite direction and you let fear consume you, well then it's going to allow you to fail a lot easier at whatever it is you're trying to do, and it's going to potentially induce a panic, whatever it is that's going on in your life, and just exacerbate and make things worse for you. So my advice is you've got to basically harness that fear and use it as a tool, and then just bust through whatever you face.
Thank you to everybody who was involved in this video. I had so much fun interviewing and talking to these people. And for me, it is such an easy thing to see on the other side of failure, how much growth and how much it gives you and how many lessons you can learn from failing. The biggest mindset change I made when it came to business and filmmaking and succeeding in life was learning to love failure. I might have mentioned this story before, but I one time was in practice and my basketball coach had us running this drill, and we were doing this drill and we were passing the ball around our waist as fast as we could, around our legs as fast as we could, and nobody was dropping the ball. We were all doing it as fast as we possibly could, and the coach stopped us and he dogged us all out and he said to us, "None of you are doing this as fast as you possibly could." And we all were like looking at each other like confused. We didn't understand what he meant because we were going as fast as we possibly could. And he said, if you were all going as fast as you possibly could, you'd be dropping the ball, you'd be losing the ball. If you're at the limit of what you are capable of doing, you will be failing, you will be making mistakes. And he said, the thing is, the reason that you guys are not going as fast as you possibly can is because you're all scared of making a mistake. He said, I'm not going to tell any of you off for making a mistake or dropping the ball. Go as fast as you possibly can. So we all started doing it again, going much, much faster. The balls were flying absolutely everywhere. And my coach was right. We were so fearful of failure, of dropping that ball, that we weren't actually going as fast as we possibly could. And to learn how to make that movement faster, we had to drop the ball. Unless you are pushing upon your limits every single day, you are not going to get better. You are not going to grow. If you are not making mistakes, there is no lesson to be had. So failure is one of those things that I learned to face head on, enjoy, and take as part of the process. It's difficult, it's hard to face, but it's 100% one of the biggest factors to Mulliganbrothers' success, to all the people who I see who succeed around the world. They took those failures as lessons. Guys, thank you so much for watching. The video was made possible by Mulliganbrothers.com, where you can now get the Not a Journal. We designed the journal because I thought journaling had got so ridiculous recently that it's ironically called the Not a Journal. It's the best journal you can get on the market. The feedback we've received was amazing. Somebody literally ordered, I think they ordered one of these journals, received it, and then ordered 6 more. So thank you to you. And they're selling out fast. People are trying to get ready for 2023. We only have a limited supply, so if you do buy a journal, please do it before the end of the year. We will restock in the new year. And yeah, thank you to everybody. The website, all the profits from the products on the website go back into making this content free of charge. It means we can fly around the world. It means that we've got a massive trip prepared right now where our crew is going to be flying out to Germany to interview Master Shiheng Yi of the Shaolin Temple Europe for fresh content and some world exclusive from him. So I'm really excited about that. And also you can get the new hoodie. The Inspire Chain hoodies have just dropped, ready for winter as well. So go check that out. Thank you for watching, guys. Follow me on Instagram at Jordan Mulligan Brother if you want to see what I get up to. Have a blessed and productive day. The most important thing, as always, go inspire some change, whether it's through your actions, your words, or what you do. Remember, somebody is always watching or listening. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.